This video shows how to use Sugatsune Japanese hardware to install flush panel bifold doors. I'm a fan of Sugatsune products, but it's a steep learning curve just to order it and install it. So I'm sharing a parts list, the procedures, and the assembly in this video. Ow! I chose the Sugatsune hardware for a few reasons. First, it's the narrow track. It's a small track that still carries a heavy load, which I needed to get this flush front. Second, it's very well engineered and solidly built. For example, this is the only hardware I could find that allows for adjustment of the door from side to side within the track. Compare the width of the Sugatsune track to a different manufacturer with a similar weight rating. The other brand looks like it belongs on a shed door. Okay, now let's get into the weeds. I'm going to walk you through the parts that make up this bifold door system, beginning with the rollers. These are what attach to the edge of the door. You get 4 of these units, and what's unique about these is that they have a pin in the edge that allows you to unlock and relock them. This is what gets installed into the edge of the door. This stays in the track so that when you attach the doors, it snaps in like so. This is simply a cosmetic cover that fits on the edge of this, so that, and you can see there's adjustments here so you can change the height of the door and so forth. And this little cover simply closes up the edge of the door to keep it clean. These are hinges, a total of 6 of those. You can see that they have adjustments so you can make them perfectly flat. This is a stopping plate, and what that's going to do is works with one of these rollers on each pair of doors. So although you get 4 rollers, only 2 of the rollers are going to be moving. The other 2 are going to just act as pivots. So what this does is it's going to stop the door from pivoting, because it's going to get installed into the track like so. And then you simply turn that screw to lock it into position once you've figured out where the door is going to be pivoting. This is a bottom plate, and this is going to interact with the bottom edge of the door where it pivots on the jamb. And this is the pin that's going to get mounted up inside the door. So once you drill the hole and mount this up into the door, then the door rests inside of this little pinhole here and rotates. This is a little stopper block, and what that guy does is it sits up inside the track with a little screw hole exposed, and you slide along the track, and then you can fix it in position so that the door will not over open. So when the bifold door is going like so, you don't want it to go all the way closed like that, because it becomes very unstable. You want it to remain open slightly. So this is going to stop the inside pair of doors from overextending. It'll stop them just short of the jamb. This piece that comes with the kit is simply a jig for installing this pin. You can use a hammer then to drive the pin up into the base of the door and not damage this part of the hardware. Last, we have these center pins here, and this gets mounted on the floor together with the steel plate. And with this mounted in place and at the center of the door, inside the door on the leading edge, you're going to screw this magnetic post. And this has a pin that drops down, and as the door slides past, it catches on there and centers the door. And this will fix the door in position so that it's not wobbling, and it allows you to adjust them so that they both come out to flush on the face. So you're going to get 2 of these. Last, you have some adjusting hardware, simply wrenches that you can use to adjust the height and the swing and so forth of the doors. All right, now I have the components laid out in the sequence that they're going to go into the track. So I'm going to work from the center going out, this being the right side components, this being the left side components. We're beginning with the center roller. Leave that in position there. Next comes the stopping block. Next comes the outer roller, and the outer roller is going to go in with the fixing plate, and the fixing plate is going to face in the down position, facing towards the rollers. And repeat with the elements on the left side. So first, the inside roller. Next, the stopping block. Then the outer roller in combination, again with the tabs facing towards the rollers. I used a couple of tension poles to hold the header board and rolling track in place before drilling and screwing. And I'll point out now that I attached the roller track to the header board in advance because I needed it to project all the way to the front edge of the door opening for a flush finish on the panels. If you noticed the right and wrong captions a few moments ago, this is me correcting that mistake with the screw for the stop plate being rotated to the inside of the roller. Here I'm taking a final measurement of the height of the doors before trimming the ends off with my track saw. The instructions are in metrics and they call for a 22mm hole stepping down into a 12mm deeper hole. I used a 7/8 diameter drill bit on the wider hole using a Forstner bit, and then followed that up with a 1/2 inch hole for the center. Because of that, the hole was slightly oversized, so I just wrapped it with some blue tape before tapping it into place. I set up a jig on the edge of the door to control the router for cutting this slot. The slot receives the hardware that accepts the cartridge for the roller. I'll put a link in the description below for the making of the closet doors. Each pair of doors weigh about 60 pounds. The floor pivot plate has a reversible insert. Make sure that the pivot hole is located against the jamb. Knowing the door is going to center on the pivot hole, adjust the plate in and out of the closet so the face of the door is flush with the jamb. The insert also moves left and right, which allows you to square up the door to true plumb. In all the languages known to man, there are not enough expletives to express the sheer frustration of locating this pin into this little hole. So save yourself the trouble and find some help. On the other hand, attaching the roller cartridges into the receivers is really satisfying. I bought 3 different brands of hardware kits for these bifold doors, rejected 2 and finally settled on the Sugatsune hardware system. The bottom screw in the roller cartridge provides vertical adjustment for leveling the doors. Now for a final adjustment, I'm shifting the door out slightly to match the wall paneling that's going to be attached next. The final step of the installation is to mount these magnetic catches to the back of the doors that then contact these metal plates mounted to the floor. But after I played with the way the doors open and closed, I realized that I really don't need that. If you think this video is helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also in the description below, you'll find links to the Sugatsune hardware list, as well as my other videos, the building of the bifold closet doors and the wall panel treatment.